All right, so we're going to continue here with volume. We got to talk about the pyramids and the cones here. So the volume of a pyramid is 1/3 the product of the area of the base and the height of the pyramid. So you'd have to find the area of the base, and when I say the height, again, I'm talking about that straight up and down height there. So it's 1/3 base times height. Thanks to Cavalieri's principle, remember that guy we just talked about? The formula works for oblique pyramids as well. So if we slant it, it's also going to work. All right, so finding volume, you should be able to do these two problems without me. So go ahead and pause the video and try it. When you're ready, unpause it. And this one, they give you the base area and they give you the height. So you just have to do the 1/3 times the 300,000 times the 321. It ends up being a very large number. Remember, area is cubed. This one, the base is a square. So the area of a square, so again, I'm using that capital B here for area. I'm going to do 24 times 24. It tells me my slant height is 13. That's a problem. That's this height right here. Remember, the whole side was 24, so the half side is 12. This ends up being a Pythagorean triple. If you don't believe me, you can just do like a squared plus 12 squared equals 13 squared and solve that to figure out that height there. Again, I need the height. So the volume is 1/3 that 24 times the 24 times the 5. So this ends up being 960 meters cubed. And then here, when I find the volume of the cone, same idea, it's just 1/3 of the cylinder. So the volume of the cone is 1/3 the product of the area of the base and height of the cone. So again, I don't want that slant height. We want to know the area of the base and the height. So again, whenever we're dealing with cone, that base is always a circle, so 1/3 pi r squared times the height. So this one, you should be able to pause the video and figure it out. When you're ready, unpause. It says leave my answer in terms of pi, so I'm going to multiply everything out but the pi. And that was my radius. There's my height, so pretty straightforward. All right, we're going to look at 21 and 30. So 21, it says suppose the height of a pyramid is halved. So we take half of the height of the pyramid. How does this affect the volume? So in 21, if you recall, this is the volume of the pyramid. So it's 1/3 the area of the base times the height. So if I half the height of that pyramid, basically all I did was half the original volume. So I just half the original volume. Okay? And then I was going to look at 30. So 30 is the one in which we are trying to figure out here the value of the variable. So they tell us the volume. This one here is a pyramid in 30. So the volume is the 1/3 area of the base times the height. If you notice here, that base is a triangle. The height, they tell me, is 6, and I know the volume. So the volume is 18 square roots of 3, so I can plug that part in there. I've got the 1/3, and I know what the h is. The h is 6, but I don't know really what goes in here. So when I think about that triangle base there, it tells me it's x, x, and x. And so I know that's x, so it's an equilateral triangle. So that means these angles are 60 up here, or all those angles are 60. So then when I split it in half, my half angle is 30, and my half side is x over 2. So then when I want to find the height there, this is opposite the 60. So that height there is just x over 2 square root of 3. So the area of that triangle, I didn't really give myself enough space here. I'm going to come back and white this out. So the area of the triangle is 1/2 the base of that triangle, because remember I'm finding the base of that pyramid. So 1/2 the base of the base of the base. So 1/2 x times the height, which is x over 2 square root of 3. And then the height of the whole prism, or sorry, the whole pyramid is 6. So I got 18 square roots of 3 equals, all right, so so we can kind of, so we've got 1/2 or 1/3 times 1/2, and then we have another 1/2 right here, essentially. So we end up with 1/3 times 1/2 is 1/6, and another one ends up being 1/12. We've got an x times an x, so we have x squared, and then we have a 6 out here. So if I keep simplifying this here, so 6 divided by 12 is 1/2 x squared. Sorry, and I lost that square root of 3. There was the 6. These two right here became that. This, and this became that. So I lost that square root of 3. So it's back there now. So this is square root of 3. If you divide both sides by the square root of 3, those are gone. If to get rid of the 2, I'm going to multiply both sides by the square root of 3. So now I know that 36 is equal to x squared. So to figure out what x is, I just take the square root of both sides, and I get 6. Okay.